Hey everyone, what's going on? It's Keys, and today we're going to look at the Tamarind, which is a legendary rocket launcher you can get through playing Trials of Osiris and Destiny. This is very similar stat-wise to Tormod's Bellows, which you get from playing Iron Banner. As you can see, almost all the stats are exactly the same. The one kicker is with the Tamarind, it's pretty much set perks except for the last tree, whereas Tormod Bellows can roll randomly. So as you see here, I have Tripod and Field Scout on this one, so when I am playing in sixes, I can get 3 rockets, whereas with the Tamarind I only get 2. So the perks here, as I mentioned, are static. So we have hard launch, more velocity and blast radius, increased recoil. Linear compensator, more predictable recoil, slight boost to velocity and decrease to blast radius. And then warhead veneers, more velocity and blast radius, increased recoil. A lot of people do go with warhead veneers, but it's really up to you. Neither are going to increase blast radius or velocity, but I have seen a lot more people prefer that. Battle Runner, kills with this weapon grant a brief boost to the sprint top speed. I have heavy payload, you're going to want to put that on. It's going to give you that increased blast radius and will actually best Tormod's Bellows a little bit. I find with Tormod's Bellows there's sometimes where you might hit someone with rockets and it's not going to take them out because the blast radius isn't big enough. Next there's Javelin, increased velocity, and Field Scout, increased carried ammo capacity. Now you're still only going to get 2 in PvP, so that's really only helpful if you plan to use this in PvP, or PvE, sorry. And then last but not least is what makes this great, grenades and horseshoes. Rockets from this weapon will detonate early based on proximity. It is a really nice looking rocket launcher, and you can actually get a few different perks in the last column. There's grenades and horseshoes, which I have. There's also tracking. Shells fired from this weapon track their targets. You can also get Army of 1, quick unassisted kills with this weapon, reduce grenade and melee cooldown, and Grenadier, kills with this weapon reduce the cooldown of your grenades. Now let's look at some PvP gameplay and talk about the stats of the weapon. It is one of the best weapons for velocity, so you are going to get a pretty quick rocket right out of the gate. This is a fantastic rocket launcher. It's one of my favorite to use. It looks really awesome. The rate of fire is 11, which is pretty slow, but with rocket launchers you don't really need to have a fast firing rocket. Blast radius is 68, and that can actually be increased to 78. As you see with mine, I've put on heavy payload, so I do get the max blast radius with this particular gun. The velocity is 83. You can increase that to 90. I chose to go with blast radius, so I'm gonna stick with the 83. Stability is 40 with a max of 50. The reload is 72 on this, so it's still gonna reload fairly quickly if you're gonna use it in a PvE setting. Then the last stat is aim assist, which is base 40, max of 50. To be honest, with grenades and horseshoes, you just have to aim at the target and fire. And if you have tracking on yours as well, that's something that you don't really need to worry about. So aim assist is really kind of a useless stat on a rocket launcher. It is going to slow down the reticle, of course, when you hover or pass by someone's head, so the hitbox. But at the end of the day, you know, just shoot a rocket at someone. Grenades and horseshoes or tracking is going to take care of it for you. This is an extremely fun gun to use. I do use it interchangeably between the Tormod's Bellows, and it really depends what I'm doing. If I'm doing sixes, I'm probably going to go Tormod's Bellows just to have the 3 rockets. If I'm doing skirmish or salvage or trials, something where it's a 3v3 playlist, I'm going to go with the Tamarind and just have those 2 rockets. I do find with that added blast radius it is pretty helpful, and those 3v3s are usually a bit sweatier types of gameplays, so I'm going to want as much blast radius as possible. So to boil it down for those wanting to check out the video to see what this gun's all about, it is a great gun to use in PvP and in PvE. I definitely recommend getting it. The 2 perks you'd want to find are either tracking or horseshoes and hand grenades. Tracking's better in a PvE setting. Horseshoes and hand grenades is always, or generally always, going to be better in a PvP setting. Well guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you got out of it what you were looking for. Enjoy the weapon if you do get it from Trials of Osiris. Leave a like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. Take care.